Hi, my name is Michael Johnson. I'm one of the two pastors here at Good Shepherd Lutheran Church in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Thank you to everybody who's been worshiping with us virtually during this time of coronavirus self-distancing. This past Sunday, we announced that Sunday, June 7th, is our Welcome Back Sunday as we are resuming in-person worship. And I'm so excited for that. Psalm 122 says, I rejoiced with those who said, let us go to the house of the Lord. And I am so excited to be able to see you and worship with you again in person. Now, as I am excited to do that, I'd like to be able to go through a few of the changes we're making as we get back to a new normal. A lot of these changes will be gone through more thoroughly in a letter that your pastors will be attaching to the June newsletter that you will see this week on Monday. Some of the things I really want to highlight, though, are for you if you have been worshiping with us digitally, and that is still the best thing for you. Online worship will continue. Our digital presence will still be there, and it will still be very much like it is just now for you. We'll be now live streaming our 10:30 service on Sundays. You'll still be able to access it just as you always have during the last couple months. It will just now be live instead of pre-recorded. It'll be a little bit different because of that, but nothing will change. If you go to our YouTube channel at 10:30, you'll be able to join us for that service. To help you do that, there is now a new link on the top of our website at gswells.org. There is a worship online link. And when you go to that link, there will be a link to our YouTube channel and also a PDF of our worship folder if you would like to follow along and participate in the worship service. At the end of this video, I'll actually demonstrate all of the things that you can access on that Worship Online link. Now, it's a wonderful thing we're getting back together, but if you are still concerned about your health or you in any way feel unwell, especially during these summer months, please stay home and worship online just as you have the last couple of months. That is the best for everybody, and you'll still be able to participate and hear and be fed by God's Word. Now, as we get back to worship in person, there are some big changes that we'll be making for a new normal. The biggest changes as we go to we'll have our summer schedule of 8 o'clock, 10:30, and Monday evening at 7 p.m. worship services. We are limiting the amount of people in each of those three services to 80 people per service. To help us do that, we're actually asking that you sign up online for the service that you would like to go to ahead of time. Now you'll be able to sign up for that service every Tuesday morning on that Worship Online link on our website. Again, I will demonstrate how to sign up at the end of this video. Otherwise, we'll post a link on our Facebook page every Wednesday, and the weekly update and Sunday worship resource email every week will also have a link to sign up for worship services. This will help us self-distance as we come back together. You, as always, can also call the front desk and they can sign you up for which service you would like to attend as well. Now, what about masks? I'd like to be clear that masks will not be required to attend worship services in person. It's always a good idea, and it's actually a loving act to wear a mask, of course, but we will not be requiring them. I'd like to give you a simple encouragement as we come back to in-person worship. The topic of masks would be a very easy way for Satan to cause divisions in different churches. When we come back to worship, there will be people that will wear a mask, and they will do so for God-pleasing reasons, and they will have medical data to back up that decision. And there will be people who will choose not to wear a mask, and they will do that for God-pleasing reasons, and they too will have medical data to back up that decision. Rather than jump to conclusions of why they are doing this or that, Let us follow Martin Luther's encouragement in his explanation to the 8th commandment when he said, we want to take people's words and actions in the kindest possible way. Now, when we come back to worship in June, we will be serving the Lord's Supper. In the month of June, we'll be serving the Lord's Supper on the week of the 7th and of the 21st. During the summer months, we will be practicing what's called continuous flow distribution. This will help us keep people from having to stand next to each other for extended periods of time, and we'll explain how it works each time we offer the Lord's Supper. Now we're taking several other precautions to help limit any risks as we come back to worship that we'll go through more thoroughly in that letter I mentioned with the June newsletter. Those include things like everything will be printed in the worship folder so people don't have to handle hymnals. And every worship folder will be single use and you'll be able to dispose of it after each worship service. Each worship service will be shortened to limit the amount of time you are in one single room with a group of people. The back walls in the back of church will be opened up to create more space for self-distancing and to help us circulate the air better. Any socializing will be encouraged to be done outside and much more. Now, before I demonstrate how to access our online worship materials or how to sign up online, I'd like to leave you with this one thought. It's been such a wonderful blessing that God gives us technology that we've been able to worship virtually these past couple months. And that is real worship. However, I am so excited to be able to see you face to face and worship with you again in person. And as we come back to worshiping in person, someone though might ask, isn't there a risk involved with worshiping in person right now? And the answer, of course, is yes. In fact, really, there's always been some sort of risk, whether we realized it or not. However, we are not coming back to worship because we have somehow eliminated all risk to you in coming and worshiping in person. No, we're resuming in-person worship because the risk is worth taking. Now, for some, though, the risk still is just a little bit too high. And that's okay. That's why God has given us the gift of technology that you can continue to worship online just as you have the past few months. And we're going to continue to use that gift of technology. We're going to continue to worship in person as we try to reach more people more often with the truth of God's Word. I can't wait to see you. Okay, so here we are on Good Shepherd's website, gswells.org, and as you note, at the top now we have a link, Worship Online. And this will give you access to anything you will need for worshiping online or signing up ahead of time for worship services. As you can see, there are three options. There is the Good Shepherd YouTube page that if you click on that, it will take you to our YouTube page for streaming the service at 10:30. Or if you would like to follow along and use the worship folder, you can click this. It will take you to a Google Drive that will always have that weekend's worship folder as a PDF. I put one in here just to show what it will look like. Now, depending on your comfort level of technology, I personally like technology. I have multiple devices. If I were doing it from home, I would use an iPad or my phone to come to this Google Drive off the website and bring up this PDF on my iPad so that I could have my iPad in my hand and watch the service on my TV and not jump back and forth. Or if you're on a computer, you could always have the video from YouTube here on the left side and the worship folder on the right side, or vice versa on your screen, so you're not jumping back and forth. And as I mentioned earlier, every Tuesday morning, you will be able to access the signups for the coming Sunday's worship services right here as well. It will also be on Facebook and in emails, but if you'd like to do it as early as possible, every Tuesday morning, you'll be able to sign up right here. And it'll take you to our Sign Up Genius sign up page here. As you can see, because we've never done this before, next Sunday's services are already live for signing up. And it's very simple. There are only 3 options here for the 3 different services, and you'll simply pick which one you want to do. I'm going to sign up my family because they typically come to the 8 a.m. service, and I simply click the sign up link here, and then I click submit and sign up here. And then it will take me to this page where I will say how many need to sign up. I just enter in my wife's name, and it will ask for an email address. I'm just going to put in my email address there. If you do, I will say, if you do fill in a comment that you would like us to see, please email or call the front desk. We do not get a notice by email when someone signs a comment, so if it's something you want us to see, please call or email the front desk. Select how many people are attending. That includes children. So my wife and our 3 kids would be 4, and I'm ready to submit it now. Before I hit sign up now, please note, for whatever reason on Sign Up Genius, sometimes the quantity part here does not load. When you get to this page and that does not load, just hit refresh. It'll still keep the same date and time that you had selected earlier, and hopefully then it will load. In fact, just before this, I had done this and it did not load. I just clicked refresh and it was there. For whatever reason, Sign Up Genius works that way. So I have my wife here. I have our 3 children and her signed up. I click sign up now. And now it shows how many people are signed up for that service. And notice now that they have signed up, it lists how many people are signed up. 4 out of 80 have been signed up for this service. It's not too hard. It's nice and easy. I hope this will make it easy for us to keep track of how many people are attending each service. God be with you, and feel free to give us a call if you ever have any issues.